Hi, this is Johnny from Oak Ridge Country Club and then a home studio, and today we're going to start talking about the basics of the grip. I can't emphasize how important it is to have a fundamentally sound grip because it will increase your potential to play well in the future. If you start out with a poor grip, you're really limiting your potential on how well you can do with this game. So let's take our time and be patient and learn a correct grip. We'll be doing it in two parts here. We'll start with the left hand and then the right hand, and then we'll talk about how to connect them together. And you can go through this video several times if you miss parts of it, and just practice this, getting this grip correctly. So again, the grip is the only connection you have between that club and the club face. So it's really important to get this correct, as it will increase our potential to play better golf. So let's get started with the left hand grip. First of all, I want you to start out by taking this club and just putting it right out in front of you. You can just use your right hand, and I want to get what we call a square club face. And it's square if this leading edge right here is pointing straight up in the sky, as this would be a closed club face and this would be an open club face. So we want to start out with a square club face. We did it right out in front of you. Okay. So at this time, I want you to just take and put your left hand on the grip. And a good way I can show you here is as we put it here, we want to keep it down in the fingers here. So I've marked my glove here that we want to just get it in those fingers and wrap it around the club. So the grip is in the fingers, and then this fleshy part of the hand right here rests on top of the club. And the pressure is these three fingers against this part right here. That's where the pressure is. So again, from this angle, it'll look like that. Okay, so when we put the left hand grip down, you're going to see there's a V formed right here. And that V should be pointing over here to the right. And you should be able to see 2 or 3 knuckles on this side. Okay? So again, we want it in the fingers. I've marked it here. We want to put it in the fingers. Down, put our pressure here, and hold it like that. We have it down here. This V should be pointing to the right side, and the pressure should be here. Okay, now let's talk about the right hand grip. So, with the right hand, we again want to start out with that club out in front of us, that square club face, and your right hand up here. And then what I want you to do is just slide the right hand down over the thumb. So it'll look a lot like this as we slide it down and let that thumb get covered by this lifeline of the grip, okay? The other thing that we do is we are creating a little bit what we call a trigger right here, and there's a slight gap between these two fingers. It gives us that trigger point. This right thumb is just slightly to the left, and there's a little bit of a pressure hold between these two. So again, that right hand grip, you start out here, you slide it down, and it's again in the fingers. Slight trigger and cover that thumb, and the pressure should be pressure of this hand should be against this thumb to hold this together. So, and again, the V that's formed here should be pointing more straight up to your body. So it'll be looking something like this. Okay. So the other thing we need to do to talk about is how we connect the hands. And there's basically 3 different ways to correct the hands. When we get them together, we can use what we call a baseball grip, as where the hands just come together, and it's all 10-finger grips. 10-finger grips really good with people who have small hands or a little weaker. Good grip to do it. We have what we call a interlocking grip, which is you take these little fingers and you just interlock them this direction. All these grips are still in the fingers, and they're covered there. And then we have what we call the Varden grip, which is you can come down and you just can lay that little pinky finger in this little gap right here. And again, but all of these are in the fingers, and want that little trigger in the right hand. So that is the basics of the grip. This is something, if you could practice, don't have to be at the golf course to practice this. You don't have to be standing up. You can be sitting down on the couch, just take a grip, and just a couple minutes a day, just go through those procedures of getting it in the fingers, getting that V pointed towards the right, getting that thumb covered with the right hand and the fingers, choosing which way you connect them, and just get used to holding that club, because again, that's the only connection you have to the club and the club face, and it will really increase your potential to play good golf in the future. So just work on that grip, just a couple minutes every day. You're sitting down, watching TV, whatever you're doing, good way to really get your grip and increase your potential for great golf. So look forward to seeing you at Oak Ridge.